Thanks for joining me once again. My name is Evelio Matos. I'm a packaging designer. And today on Get Unboxed, we're going to open up the Google Nest Hub Max. We're going to go through all aspects of the unboxing, from the materials, sustainability, user experience. I don't have a lot of time, so let's kind of just dig right into this guy. Just tearing it from the back. We've got this poly film, not recyclable. Most brands use it. They say it's for security, but honestly, if you're going to steal this gigantic honking thing, this is behind glass, it's with a key. Polyfilm's not going to do much. It's just excess packaging. Really the reason brands use it, keep the box white. That's pretty much it. I can scratch it. I can see the top surface of this. It appears to be a matte lamination. I could be wrong, but might not be. So I've got a little swatch of paper here. Now that I've torn it, film lamination can tear easily. So now that I've got this, instead of tearing it this way, I'm just gonna pull it. If it's a poly film, it'll stretch. Paper won't stretch, right? So as I'm pulling this, I'm seeing that it's stretching. So, and you heard that, you might have heard that pop. That was the poly film snapping. So outside of this box, it's a matte lamination. Then on the interior, we've got this presentation of the screen, right? So you've got your box, you open it, you've got front and center presentation of the product. Beautiful. So this is very much in line with what Google's doing. You see this on the Nest box, and really I think it started with that Nest box when you open it, and the product is hero front and center from day one, as soon as you pop that thing open. Pulling this guy out, there's really you've got three areas here, right? Top and sides, where you would typically want to grab it and lift it. That's not realistic. So you have to reach underneath and pull it. Again, just consider the way that users are opening this box from the top. You know, it comes down and then you want to lift this thing up. Not going to happen, so you've got to pull this back and lift this out. Is that an issue? Not necessarily, but could there be a different way to do that? Absolutely. We could have die cuts on the side, pull tabs, anything you can reach in and pull that out. Pros and cons to that. The biggest con there is that you lose that seamless edge, and then you still have this gaping hole at the bottom. So, I totally understand why that decision was made. It's a beautiful presentation for a beautiful product. On the product itself, we've got this film. You've got your arrow here, indicates where to start. So you want to have all those cues to unboxing. You pull this film off, put that in your trash. Again, not recyclable. And then you're left with this here. So with this base, we've got a one-piece molded fiber insert. This is a high-quality insert. I would assume the underside of this is also, it's pressed out. You can see the texture on here. That's from the screens. This is a hot press, so it goes through. They take the pulp. It goes through the screens, they press it out. At that point, you've got just a standard molded fiber. It's still pretty rough. It's like an egg crate. Then it goes through a whole nother process where there are plates and presses and heat. And then through the heat and the pressure, you get this beautiful, beautiful texture here. Totally recyclable. So the first recyclable component comes out of that box. Then you get to the bottom of it. Now I'm assuming this is supposed to be trapped in here like that, so it should look like this when you open it. Great presentation. So let's get started. This is your QSG, you pull this out. You got a poly band around the top of that, not recyclable. QSG is recyclable. Then here. So I reached for this, but realistically there's a die cut here, so that's the first thing they want you to open. You lift that up. You got your cables. One thing with the cables, people always forget, or at least young designers tend to forget, cables, you can adjust the way that this hanking is created, right? You can do an oval, you can do a tighter oval, You can do a circle. You can create this. You can dictate what this looks like, what those dimensions are in order to fit it in the pack, right? Your manufacturer, the person, the team that's purchasing this from a supplier, they're not in charge of what this looks like. You're making this product that's flexible fit the box that you're designing. So don't get caught up in, I've got a cable, it's this long and I don't know what to do with it. You design the box, you design the spacing for that. Then when you get inside here, there's a little die cut. Here you can see those little holes punched out. That seats the plug. Other thing to consider too is products like this are going to ship all over the world, so that this thing has to be easily accessible to be able to be opened and then be able to drop in. Is it a UK plug? Is it going to Asia? All the variety of different plugs that go in here. This needs to accommodate that. Then beyond that, I don't know. There's still stuff in there, but how do I get it? So there's no cue to how to remove this insert. All right, so I'm gonna just yank this thing out and try not to destroy the whole thing. And the reason I'm pulling this out is because I hear something in there. It doesn't necessarily tell me that there's anything else underneath here. It's just that I hear stuff moving, so I'm assuming I paid top dollar for this. I don't want to leave anything behind. I'm pulling this out. Nope, nothing under there. Pulling this out. Beautiful construction. I mean, this is awesome, right? It's clean cut. You've got these rounded edges, these little tabs here. This feels just as smooth as the outside. So yes, this is like an E-flute corrugate. Corrugate is recyclable, no problem. Once you laminate a poly sheet over the top of it though, it becomes not recyclable. Then we get to this. At this point, I know that there was just some shaking. The structure wasn't necessarily glued in. So there shouldn't be anything left in here, but since I'm cutting into this already, let's just take a look. Let's see what we got. So one thing I noticed, it might be hard to see, on the inside of this flap, we have a poly strip here. It's like, it could be like a piece of tape, there's a variety, a label. And the reason for this is this panel right here, and it's only in this section here, you might see it there with the glare. It comes in contact with the back of this plug. So this panel is riding on the back of this plug, and there's vibration happening through transit. Corrugate, this craft liner, is essentially like sandpaper, right? That's gonna scuff, that's gonna rub that. So what they do is you go ahead and apply a smooth gloss label on there so that this can slide all at once on there, and you're not gonna get any type of friction. Nothing on the sides, this panel comes out. Again, this structure is extremely impressive from an engineering standpoint, from a packaging design standpoint. It's pretty easy to assemble from the looks of it. It's like a big sleeve that glues into the bottom. It doesn't glue to the bottom surface, just in these little areas here. The reason it does that is you've eliminated an entire panel of corrugate, so you can save cost. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this. Somebody folds it, pushes it in there, and there you have it. Easy assembly, and that's the structure, right? So putting everything back, you get your cables, your plug locks in there. Presentation's clean, simple. Close that. You got this beautiful molded fiber structure. And I've unboxed this, I've purchased this. I'm excited to get started. I look at the outside of this box. I see the recycle symbol. I'm putting it all in the recycle bin. So from the outside, this box, super clean, graphics super clear. I see the broad image of the product here. I see the full size image, 100%. Logo. This tells me everything I need to know about what's inside. When I open it, the fact that I see the product is the hero just completes that story. Areas where this pack, I think, really misses the mark is balancing sustainability. The fact that you can't recycle anything in here except for the molded fiber, I think is an issue. You've got a polyfilm over the top of it, so that will protect it even if this was uncoated. So I totally get brands laminating boxes and then saying it's recyclable. Technically, you can recycle it. It can go to an industrial recycler. You hear my dog groaning over here. But yeah, can this be recycled? Technically, yes, it can. If I put it in my curbside bin, will it get recycled? Absolutely not. So that's kind of the balance that brands can play. As a packaging designer, you have to decide which side of the line you want to be on. Obviously, you don't get to make all the choices for the brands, but it's just something to consider, right? We want to make sure that, today we're putting out as much sustainable packaging as we possibly can, and informing the brands of exactly that, allowing them to make the right decisions for the consumer. But once again, Google Nest Hub Max. Packaging is killer from a presentation standpoint. You get your product on the front, a complete billboard, you've got branding all over, explanation, you got lifestyle. Perfect, love it. We've got a tech product with a mom on the front of it. It's no longer having to be some tech guy on here. This is a product for everyone. It's telling you that right here. You remove the lid, you've got the product is the hero, you remove the product, you've got a cable and a quick start guide. It tells you it's that easy to get started. The shitty part is this box is not recyclable and it tells you to please recycle it. So from a sustainability standpoint, this is the thumbs down from presentation. It's perfect. So please do me a favor, subscribe, like, comment, share. If you got questions, reach out to me. I'm happy to share whatever information I've got or at least point you in the right direction. Once again, my name is Elio Matos. This is Get Unboxed. See you next time. Thanks a lot, guys.